Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you the best high DPS combos you can use in the First Berserker Khazan. Whether you're up against mobs, elites, or bosses, these combos will help you crush everything in your path. There are only 3 weapon types in the game: Spear, Dual Wield, and Greatsword. Which one you use is totally up to you. I won't get into the debate of which is best. Personally, I think all 3 are cracked when it comes to slaying enemies and clearing content. Let's jump straight into the best combos for each weapon type that deliver maximum damage. For all 3 weapons, you'll find yourself repeating a few key combos. If you're using Dual Wield, you'll mostly rely on Whirlwind and occasionally Howling Blade. Even though Howling Blade got buffed recently, Whirlwind still hits harder and looks way cooler. With the Greatsword, your bread and butter is Savage Momentum followed by Mortal Blow. And for the Spear, it's all about Moonlight Stance. All of them are amazing in their own way. I've already broken down which skills are the strongest for each weapon type in separate build guides. Links are in the pinned comment, so make sure to check those out. Let's begin with the Spear. This is the combo I use 90% of the time. Vital Strike into 0 point, then follow with either a light or heavy attack. If you use light attack, you trigger a slash that activates Moonlight Stance. If you go with heavy attack, you can chain into either Shadow Reversal or Assault. I personally prefer Shadow Reversal. After Shadow Reversal, activate Trance if you've unlocked its final talent. Then use Crescent Strike and finish with Spiral Thrust. Done right, this combo deletes most enemies right after 0 point or Shadow Reversal. If you haven't unlocked Trance yet, just use Crescent Strike and follow it with Spiral Thrust. Now here's a boss killer combo. After Reflection, start with Moonlight Stance, then use Shadow Reversal, followed by Trance and Crescent Strike, then repeat Trance into Crescent Strike over and over until the boss is exhausted. Once that happens, fully charge Spiral Thrust, then hit Brutal Attack and finish with another Spiral Thrust. Here's another great combo. Start with Moonlight Stance, then use Shadow Reversal, follow up with Full Moon, activate Trance, then Crescent Strike, and finish with Spiral Thrust. This combo is especially deadly if you're wearing the Fallen Lord set, though other sets also give damage boosts to different skills. So always check what skill your gear boosts. Now on to Dual Wield, which is much simpler to execute. Your main move is Whirlwind, you'll spam this 90% of the time. But to boost your total damage, there's a setup involving a few key skills. I've explained this in my Dual Wield guide, but I'll go over it quickly here too. Before jumping into a boss fight or taking on elite enemies, activate Phantom Sword Dance. If you're good with Reflection, reflect the enemy's attack. Then use Zephyr to dash behind them. Now activate Gale. This setup works best when you can land a Reflection hit because it staggers enemies and gives you an opening. After Gale, it's back to Whirlwind. If you're not confident with Reflection, no worries. You can still use Gale when the enemy is exhausted or when there's a clean window. Now, you might be wondering, why use Gale at all? Simple. Gale inflicts the injured status on enemies, which makes them take increased damage. Plus, while that status is active, your damage stacks up to 10 levels. It's a trance version for Dual Wield for DPS boost. To deal insane brutal attack damage with Dual Wield, wait until the enemy is exhausted, then use Flash Cutter before the exhaust ends. Make sure injured status and 10 stacks are active. Trust me, you'll be blown away by the damage it does. And don't even think about using Flash Cutter defensively. Also, whenever possible, use Zephyr to get behind the enemy. Your damage will double from the back. If you like using consumables, Dual Wield is the best weapon for it. There's a skill that boosts elemental damage and status effect buildup, making consumables more effective. My favorite? Earth Enhancer. It immobilizes enemies for a few seconds, giving you a perfect window to use Ruthless, Gale, or just relax and line up your next move. One more fun combo with Dual Wield. Start with Reflection, then Gale, then use Deafness. It's not just stylish, but it does a lot of damage too. Moving on to the Greatsword. Start with a basic combo for mobs. Helm Break into Combat Cadence, or just Dodge Attack into Combat Cadence, then chain into Mortal Blow. If you're surrounded, use Inner Fury. Perfect for clearing groups. Against elite enemies or bosses, you'll want Phantom Knight's Veil active at all times. It helps keep enemies in stun lock, a must-have for Greatsword users. If you're good with Brink Guard, use this combo. After Brink Guard, follow up with Armor Breaker, and then charge Heart Piercer. If the enemy is staggered after this, you can extend the combo with spirit skills like Titanic Descent for extra damage. If you prefer Reflection, start with Reflecting Attack, then Phantom Knight's Veil, go into Savage Momentum, follow with Mortal Blow, then repeat Savage Momentum into either Titanic Descent or Giant Hunt, depending on the enemy type. Giant Hunt is perfect against large enemies. I've explained this combo in detail in my Greatsword build video, so check that out to see why it's so effective. Now, when the enemy is exhausted, do this. Savage Momentum into Titanic Descent or Giant Hunt. Giant Hunt deals more damage against larger enemies and targets weak points, perfect for bosses like Viper. Titanic Descent is quicker and does better against staggered enemies. Try landing 2 loops of Savage Momentum into Titanic Descent, then finish with a brutal attack. If you're still learning the timing, it's a good idea to practice these combos in the training ground first. Once you get the hang of it, bosses won't stand a chance. And that's it for this guide. If you've got any sick combos I haven't covered here or in my builds, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'd love to see what you all are cooking up. If this video helped you out, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome guides coming your way. Thanks for watching.